So I'm Daniel, I'm 28. I've been a Town fan all my life virtually. Season ticket holder for about 20 years with my brother and my dad, and I couldn't imagine living without Ipswich Town really. It's just in my blood, it's in my family, and this is my Ipswich. So it's a family thing really, how I became a Town fan. My granddad started going when he was 4 in 1937. Still goes today. His first season ticket holder was in 1962 in the West Stand, ironically where I sit now. He was one of the first season ticket holders in the Cobbold Stand as well. He still goes to this day, so he's been going over, well, 84 years really, in the South Stand. My dad, he went in the 70s and 80s, and it was just a natural thing for me and my brother to follow on really, and we've been to games with both of them, and it's just in our family, and we couldn't really live without Ipswich. So my first Town game was in 1997, the final game of the 96-97 season. We played Birmingham at Portman Road. We drew 1-1, Nicholas Goodmanton scored. I can't remember anything from the actual game itself, but all I remember, my first memory, is of the programme, and it had Geraint Williams on the front in that cream and black away kit, and that's all I can remember really, but that was my first game in 1997. My favourite Town player is Matt Holland. He's just a hero of mine growing up. He was an absolute role model, a perfect captain. After every game he'd go around the ground clapping all four stands, and he was just a brilliant midfielder, roaring from midfield. And he was one of the first players I got on the back of my shirt, which I've still got here. It's a bit small for me now, 99-2000, and he's just a hero and my all-time favourite Town player. So favourite captain, having mentioned Matt Holland already, can't really say him again, so it'd have to be Luke Chambers. I mean, what a role model it is currently. Not in the best situations at the moment, but he's just taken the club to heart. He lives and breathes Ipswich. Obviously the iconic fist pump everyone lives by, and he's just perfect role model on and off the pitch. I mean, he takes some of the young players in and helps them with their growth at the academy. He just seems an all-round good guy, possibly not the best of players, but he's just an absolute perfect captain, and of my lifetime he's probably the best, and we probably won't see another captain like him for quite a while. Taking the club to heart, he just lives and breathes Ipswich. There's no better club captain than Chambo. So favourite Town manager, it's between two. George Burley, obviously, he took us to the Premier League and had the great European nights and just followed on that legacy throughout the whole 90s. But for me, it probably would have to be Joe Royle. Growing up as a teenager, we were just an unbelievable team under Joe Royle. Really should have got us up in 2004, 2005. I mean, he said if he had £1 million, then we'd have gone up, and I have to agree. But he was just so forward-thinking, attacking-wise. He brought some of the youth through. The team we had, especially in 2004, 2005, was absolutely unbelievable. So it'd have to be Joe Royle, I reckon. It's the greatest Town game. A few stand out, obviously the playoff games in 2000, the comeback against Sheffield United in 2003, 2-0 down. We won 3-2 with 10 men, I think. But one that really stands out to me is Inter Milan in 2001. Having grown up in the 90s, Inter Milan, which is the European giant, watching Football Italia, one of Europe's greatest sides and greatest teams, and having them come to Portman Road in the UEFA Cup and then beating them, it's just absolutely surreal. And what a night it was. Alan Armstrong's header was amazing. They'd opened the North Stand just for that one game while it was in redevelopment, and the atmosphere was incredible. And being able to say, you've seen your side beat Inter Milan at home, is just something that a lot of Town fans won't be able to say now especially, but it just stands out as one game, and it's just absolutely unforgettable really. Favourite Town goal, bit of a different one really, not one that stands out to a lot of people. We played Portsmouth in 2003. They'd just been promoted the week before. It was that Harry Redknapp side. I think they nearly got 100 points pretty much. And we played them down here at Portman Road on Sky, and we were going for the playoffs, and we absolutely blitzed them. We went 2-0 up really early, and then Pablo Caniago scored a third on the half-hour mark, and he cut inside from the right down the South Stand end. He turned Arjun Deseo, bit of a blast from the past there, inside out, and he smashed it in the roof of the net and went off celebrating. And it was just one goal that always stood out to me. I mean, it was such a good solo run, and what a finish, and what a day really. We should have beat them even by more. And they were such a good side, and we just blitzed them, destroyed them 3-0, and it was just brilliant, a brilliant moment and a brilliant goal that stands out to me. So favourite away game, one that sticks out, well two really. My first one in 2000, Manchester United away. My family took us up. We tried being mascots, but they didn't let us have them, so we got autographs before the game. That sticks out as one, but my all-time favourite away game would have to be that day in 2015 at Watford. Going for the playoffs, and we'd slipped away just a little bit. And I'd been to Watford 7 times and hadn't seen us win. We had nightmare travel going down. Me and my friend had to go down the day before because the trains were all messed up. And we got there, we had a group of friends there. It was inflatable day, so it was a good atmosphere already. Towards the end of the season, I think they were top or second, and they'd played really well all game. We probably should have lost it about 3 or 4-0 really. And then that goal when Sears took it off and then put it to Chaplow, and it was just unbelievable scenes, and it's just, I'll never forget. It was just absolute carnage in that away end, and finally for me, going able to go to Watford and beat them finally after all those years was a great personal moment, and it was one moment that I thought we're going to make the playoffs here, and it was just a great moment. It took us 6 hours to get home after that, but it's just one that absolutely sticks out, and it's just an unforgettable day really all round. So, favourite kit, I've mentioned it earlier, but it'd have to be this one from '99 to 2001. It was just a great shirt, really. It's just iconic, obviously, because we made it to the Premier League, and then we made it into Europe, that amazing season. Obviously, Matt Holland took us there, and it's just an iconic kit. And I look back on some of my best times as a Town fan, and whenever I think of great Town moments and great Town personally, I just look to this shirt and this kit, and I love it really, and I'm glad they brought it back out last year as well. First Town moment, obviously some of the Derby losses throughout the years. Administration to me sticks out quite a lot. I was quite young at the time, I didn't understand it too much. My dad had to explain what was going on, and obviously that was a real nightmare for the club. But overall worst moment for me would have to be Lincoln replay in 2017. Probably didn't deserve to get a replay from the first game. It was a good day with 5,000 imps down here at Portman Road, and we did lucky to get the replay. It was on BBC. I thought I'd take a couple of days off work, go up there. A ground I probably might not visit again. Obviously we might now. But and it was just a really poor night all round. And when the goal went in at the end, the anger in the away end I saw was just absolutely awful. And it was in the middle of the decline now that we're on, and it was just a really, really low night. I remember getting home back here at Portman Road at about 1:30 in the morning, and I walked home in freezing cold January night. It was foggy, and I just thought, this is unbelievable. I've seen my team lose. They were in the conference at the time, and it was just a really low moment. I felt really low after that, and I thought, where do we go from now? And obviously we hadn't won an FA Cup tie in now nearly 10 years now, and it was just a really poor moment personally. And yeah, where do we go from there really? Most memorable moment, obviously the playoff final in 2000 sticks out. Collectively, the whole of the 2000-2001 season sticks out as the best season moments and everything. But for me, it would have to be Christmas 2004. We played Wigan at Portman Road. It was on Sky. It was first v second. It's a freezing cold night, pretty much a sellout at Portman Road. It was foggy. Leighton Baines put them 1-0 up from that stunning goal from like 45 yards from the corner. And then we equalised from Richard Naylor, a great header. And then in the last minute, Fabian Wilness put Darren Bent in, and he lobbed it over John Filan in the goal. And I remember it took an absolute age to go in. And when it went in, it was just a carnage at Portman Road. The atmosphere was unbelievable. It was like a party atmosphere. We went top at Christmas. We were playing so well. And I thought from that moment, I thought we could have a good chance of going up here. Obviously, we didn't in the end, but it was just going top at Christmas, a sellout at Portman Road on Sky, and it was great celebrations. I remember Bent went behind the goal and high-fived someone in the front row, and it was just a great moment that sticks out to me personally as one of my best Town moments.